Here are the 7 most venomous snakes in Brazil. Did you know that in Brazil, there are about 30,000 snake bite cases every year? Sounds like a lot, right? But don't worry, only around 8,000 of these cases are caused by venomous snakes. Not so bad, right? Unless you're one of those 8,000 people. Then the story changes a bit. And of course you might be thinking, oh, but the chance of being bitten is minimal. Well, don't tell that to people who've encountered a surucucu or a rattlesnake in their path. These snakes don't need to chase after you. One simple strike and boom, you're in their game. Now before you start panicking just by thinking about stepping on grass, how about we take a look at some of these snakes that can turn a stroll in the field into an unexpected hospital visit. Surucucu pico de jaca. The name Surucucu pico de jaca sounds harmless, right? Who would imagine that a snake with a fruit's name could be so deadly? Well, if you thought the jackfruit was dangerous when it falls from the tree, wait until you meet this creature. The surucucu is the largest venomous snake in the Americas. After all, when Brazil decides to have a deadly snake, it has to be big, right? It can grow up to 3 meters in length, which means that if you cross paths with one, it won't take much effort for it to catch you. Its venom is a dangerous cocktail that not only causes intense pain but also leads to necrosis. In other words, the venom destroys the tissue around the bite. The best part is that it is known for delivering dry bites, without injecting venom, but when it decides to unleash its full potential, the damage is done. The surucucu not only has an exotic look, with scales that ironically resemble the texture of a jackfruit, but also a very unfriendly temperament. It prefers to live quietly in the forest, but if you're unlucky enough to cross its path, let's just say a visit to the nearest hospital will be your next sightseeing stop. But don't worry, it only lives in the Amazon and some areas of the Atlantic forest. So if you plan to camp there, bring insect repellent. Maybe even a surucucu detector? Jararaca. Now, if you thought the jararaca was already dangerous, let me introduce you to its more intimidating relative, the surucucu. This is like the family-size version of the jararaca. If the jararaca already gives you a headache, the surucucu will make you seriously consider moving to another country. Growing up to 2 meters of pure intimidation power, the surucucu is not here for games. It is the largest among the jararacas, and if it were just for its size, that would already be impressive, but like every good venomous snake, it comes with a special venom. The surucucu's magic formula is so powerful that it combines the worst of both worlds. It destroys tissues and messes with your blood. It loves to cause trouble, but wait, that's not all. The surucucu is also very democratic. It can be found in many parts of Brazil, especially in more forested regions. It loves to camouflage itself among the leaves, waiting for an unsuspecting soul to get too close. And when that happens, you already know how the story ends. Here's a fun fact, if you can call it that. The name surucucu comes from Tupi-Guarani and means big jararaca or giant jararaca. The name says it all, right? And although we try to take it easy, the truth is you definitely don't want to cross paths with one of these during a hike in the woods. The advice is simple: if you're exploring nature, stay alert, because with the surucucu, size matters, and the venom is even more dangerous. Jararaca. If the rattlesnake is the celebrity with its rattle, the jararaca is the longtime veteran, the one everyone knows. Especially because it doesn't have any pretensions. It's everywhere, and if you think you won't encounter it, well, the jararaca thinks otherwise. It's practically the everyday snake in Brazil. Discreet, but when it shows up, it's to make an impact. Its venom is hemotoxic, meaning it destroys tissue, causes hemorrhaging, swelling, and a pain that will make you reconsider all your life decisions. Like, why did I even enter this trail? The jararaca is no joke. It's very versatile, whether you're on the coast or inland, in the mountains or on the plains, it's there. It practically took over the entire national territory and said, "This is mine." And the worst part, because it's well camouflaged, it gives that false sense of security. You're there, distracted, enjoying the scenery, and suddenly there it is just waiting to say hello. Or rather, hello with a bite. But don't worry, there's a silver lining, if you can call it that. The anti-venom for the jararaca is quite effective, and most people can recover if treated in time. But of course, no one wants to rely on luck. So the rule is clear: if you're in forested areas, stay alert, because the jararaca might be closer than you think. Urutu cruzeiro. If snakes had a popularity contest, the urutu would be the one who arrives quietly, but when it opens its mouth, literally everyone steps back. It is considered one of the most venomous snakes in Brazil, and for good reason. With a cross-like pattern on its back, yes, even its name refers to the cross, as if it's warning you to start praying if you encounter it. The urutu doesn't mess around. It may seem calm, but don't be fooled. Its venom is also hemotoxic, meaning it destroys tissues, causes blood clotting where it shouldn't, and delivers excruciating pain. Additionally, the urutu is known for causing necrosis at the bite site, meaning your skin starts dying right there. Great, right? And of course, the urutu is the type that loves to camouflage itself, patiently waiting for the next unsuspecting victim. It enjoys quiet environments, especially rural areas, such as farms in the southeast and south of Brazil. So if you're the type who loves a countryside getaway, stay sharp, because the urutu cruzeiro might be waiting to welcome you. And you know that idea that a snake gives a warning before striking? Forget it. The urutu isn't as polite as the rattlesnake. It prefers a deadly silence. So if you encounter it, better start thinking about a nearby hospital. After all, the urutu didn't come to make friends, but it's certainly one of the most impressive villains in the snake kingdom. Rattlesnake. The rattlesnake. Now that's truly the celebrity among venomous snakes. If there were an Oscar for snakes, it would definitely win the Best Soundtrack category. After all, who hasn't heard of that famous rattle the rattlesnake makes? It's its way of saying, hey, I'm here, don't step on me. Of course, who would have thought a snake would have better manners than some people out there, right? But don't be fooled by the warning. If the rattlesnake is in a bad mood, the next sound you'll hear won't be the rattle, but the sound of a strike. And believe me, its venom is no joke. The rattlesnake's venom is neurotoxic, which means it affects the nervous system. In other words, it won't just hurt you, it can literally paralyze you. No wonder doctors rush to treat the victim before the venom starts shutting down the nervous system, as if turning off Wi-Fi. And the rattlesnake isn't picky. From the Cerrado to drier areas, it adapts well. It prefers more open terrain, but who's going to tell it where it can or can't live, right? Moreover, it's quite practical, as its rattle is nothing but its own shed skin, which accumulates to form that iconic sound. Simple, efficient, and deadly. That's the motto of our dear rattlesnake. True coral snake. Now, let's get serious. The true coral snake isn't just a pretty face in the world of snakes. It holds the title of the most venomous snake in Brazil. That's right, its venom is the most potent of all the snakes in the country. To give you an idea, the amount of venom it injects might be minimal, but don't be deceived. The damage is inversely proportional to its size. This snake is what we call a silent threat. Unlike other snakes that warn you with rattles or hissing sounds, the true coral snake is discreet. It doesn't make noise, it doesn't show off, it simply goes about its business, but with a neurotoxic venom that commands respect. In other words, while other snakes cause a big drama with swelling and necrosis, the true coral snake works quietly, like a hacker in the animal world. Its venom goes straight to the point. It shuts down your nervous system as if flipping a switch. The victim begins losing control of their muscles, until even breathing becomes difficult. All of this with minimal effort and without making a fuss. So if any snake deserves the trophy for the most efficient venom, it's the true coral snake. It may be tiny, but its venom is so effective that if it were a weapon, it would be the natural version of a bullseye shot. One hit, and that's it. Kaikara snake. The Bothrops moini, or as the locals call it, the Kaikara, is a snake with so many nicknames that it seems like a local celebrity. And like any good star, it doesn't settle for being just another snake. The Kaikara is a turbocharged version of the jararaca, bigger and with a venom that's no joke. This beauty can be found in Cerrado areas, near watercourses, and is a walking invitation to disaster if you're not paying attention. Its venom is the classic Bothrops type, full of destructive glamour. It causes necrosis at the bite site, swelling, and if you don't rush to the hospital, things can get pretty dramatic. The Kaikara, like the jararaca, knows how to pick its prey. In other words, if you let your guard down, it won't think twice about giving you a hello. It loves to maintain an air of mystery, appearing stealthily, camouflaged in the vegetation. The strike is fast, ninja style. And if the jararaca is already known for being treacherous, the Kaikara has raised the bar. Alcatraz's jararaca. The Alcatraz's jararaca was first discovered on an island called Alcatrazes, located on the northern coast of São Paulo. In terms of venom, it's quite similar to the common jararaca. According to research sources, it's among the most venomous snakes in Brazil. The Alcatraz's jararacas are venomous and pose a real threat to human health. Studies conducted a few years ago indicated that this species is at risk of extinction due to the degradation of its natural habitat. The coloration and size of this snake can vary. So, after this deadly tour through the world of Brazil's most venomous snakes, you can really see that nature went all out with our serpents, right? They can be small, discreet, or even stylish with their stripes and rattles, but they're definitely not here to play. If you enjoyed this episode, don't miss the chance to explore more of the world of dangerous animals. Click the video appearing on the screen to continue this journey. And don't forget to leave a like and share it with your friends. Thank you very much, and see you next time.